Welcome in, everybody. Hope you guys are having a wonderful Tuesday afternoon. I'm Bobby Goodsby, joining you each and every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, right here on my live stream, talking all things reality TV. Today's topic, Survivor Second Chances Part 2. Yesterday we did Big Brother Second Chances, who we would want on our Big Brother Second Chances cast, what that would look like. Today, we're going to be talking about Survivor. And now we've had second chances before on Survivor, so this is not something new. But what if they did a part 2 to Survivor Second Chances? Now, second chances, to clarify for the people that may not be aware, second chances meaning they've only played one time. They're not a repeat offender like we see many, many times where they wash and repeat the same amount of people, the same exact cast over and over again, where we've seen Suri a million times, Ozzy a million times, Parvati, Boston Rob. This one is going to be strictly second-time players only. This will be their second chance. So, i.e. a Kelly Wentworth from San Juan del Sur to second chances. Stephen Fishback from Tocantins to second chances. So who would you guys want to see in the comments for a Survivor Second Chances Part Deuce? What would you want to see? Now you guys can follow me, twitch.tv/Bobby Goodsby. You could also find me on my social media handles right down here at Goodsby Bobby on both Twitter/X and Instagram. Also follow us at After Show on YouTube if you haven't already. And get your comments read live here on stream. If you'd like to join the chat, talk about what you would want to see on a Survivor Second Chances 2. We read all your guys' comments live here on stream. So look forward to that. If you're new here, hit that bell notification, give us a like, give us a sub. All things help. Anything you guys can do to help us with the algorithm, help us with the channel, help us continue to grow. We appreciate each and every one of you. And twitch.tv/Bobby Goodsby, like I said, follow me there. I also go live on Twitch and would appreciate your support. So with that being said, I want to get to your guys' comments here in the chat. Like I said, hope you guys are all having a wonderful Tuesday afternoon. I've got a little bit of a crazy story to tell you guys about what happened to me last night. And I know a lot of you probably will not care because it has to do with football, but it's a quick story and it's insane. Before we get into the Survivor of it all, don't click off. This will just be a quick story. But like you guys know, I love football, and I was watching the Chiefs Washington game last night at work. And well, it was for a minute, and then we had to change it to the stupid Dodger game, so I couldn't even watch the ending. But I play DraftKings, and I do DraftKings every single week. And last night, I needed Rashee Rice to get a touchdown and the defense to get an interception. What do you know? Rashee Rice gets the touchdown, and all I need now at the end of the game is for the Chiefs to get an interception, and I will be winning anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 on a $3 bet. I was like, oh my God, my buddies text me because I don't have it on at my bar because the stupid Dodger game's on. And I'm freaking out. I'm like, please, one time, just get an interception. Get an interception, and I win $5,000 to $10,000 on a $3 bet. This is insane. They get the interception. But you know what happens? Chris Jones from the Chiefs is lined up offsides, clear, egregious offsides. So they call it back. It wipes off the points for me. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I had it right there. Then the one guy, I did not need to catch the ball. Jeremy McNichols catches the ball for 9 yards. Then immediately after that, the Chiefs get an interception to end the game, which would have won it for me 2 plays earlier. But that one catch for 9 yards, I lost by 1.8 points out of 170,000 people playing in this DraftKings tournament. I lost by 1.8 points for $5,000 to $10,000. Don't really know because I would have been sharing with a few people. Instead, I get $70 opposed to $5,000 to $10,000. It's gut-wrenching. Worst bad beat of my life. And I know a lot of you don't care, and that's fine. But it was a quick story I had to share because I had to get off my chest. I've been writhing in it all day. All day just thinking what could have been. What could have been. Just sickening. Worst bad beat of my life. I had it. So yeah, that was pretty brutal. It would have been my 5th DraftKings win, so that was brutal. So with that being said, let's get into actual Survivor now. Sorry to bore the people that could give 2 shits about sports. Also, I decided to change up my mic placement a little bit, so now I don't have this big bar taking up half my face. Feel like this makes it look a little bit better. Let me know if you guys are still hearing me loud and strong, and if it looks better this way. I think it looks a lot better. It's not like I have a bar right here, like covering half my face. All right. So, with that being said, let's get into your guys' comments. Fresh show. I know you've been wanting to say this one since yesterday. Welcome into the show, my friend. Happy to have you here. I want Say from Survivor 48. She is funny and strong. I agree. I think Say would be a lot of fun, right? I think that Say, obviously, she brought a lot of the drama from 48, but she wasn't my favorite character type. She was a little delusional at times. But I wouldn't mind a Say second chance, like in a second chance season. Obviously, I wouldn't have been happy seeing her on 50. I don't think that she should have been on 50, and I'm glad she wasn't. But in a second chance, absolutely, I'm totally here for Say in a second chance scenario. Also, I'm feeling much better today than I was the day before, so that was nice. Still mad about that loss. All right, and then also the fucking Dodger game went like another 3 hours, so we could have finished the freaking football game and still have plenty of time for the Dodger game. I digress. Sorry. I know people don't want to hear it. Also, I feel like the graphics look a little different on here. Do they not? Do the like chat graphics not look different? They look completely different to me. I don't know. It's weird. All right, Kate the Great One. Good to see you again, my friend. Hope you are doing well. Welcome in. Get your guys' comments. Who do you want to see? Gary Hawkins, aka Gary Hogaboom, back on Survivor. He was strong and played with integrity. Yeah, Gary, it's been so long since we've seen Gary. Like, I wouldn't be opposed to Gary. Like, Gary would be an interesting one to bring back. How old would Gary be now at this point? I don't even know. I would have to look that up. But I think it. Hold on. Let me look up how old Gary Hogaboom Survivor. Let's see, how old is he now? 67 years old. I guess it's still possible. I mean, former professional football player. I mean, it's possible for Gary to still play, but 67, it's kind of up there. I mean, it's not super old, but it's up there for like Survivor players. I wouldn't be opposed to it though. I really wouldn't be. All right, so Humane says I won by 70 in fantasy. That's insane. That's a lot. I once had like a 95-point lead going into the Rams-Chiefs Monday Nighter and lost by 0.2. That was brutal. Thanks a lot, Mahomes and Kelsey. Gambling is so much fun. It is when you're winning. It's great when you're winning. Survivor, Bobby's Wallet versus DraftKings. Actually, I looked at that recently. It's disgusting. But I have had some big wins, so I can't be too mad. It is disgusting, though, how much I've spent in my lifetime on DraftKings. All right, Bobby, the most lovely Survivor of all time is seasons 10, Ashley Ashby. I never forget about her. It's so damn lovely. I'm blanking on who Ashley Ashby is. So let me... Ashby, excuse me. So that's a hell of a name. Ashley... If I could spell Ashley right. Ashley Ashby. Oh yeah. No, I remember her. Yeah, of course. No, I don't. Obviously, I don't think they'd be calling Ashley Ashby back. By the way, what kind of asshole parents names you Ashley Ashby? That's brutal. That's brutal. All right, so Humane says I'm rooting for Toronto. We all are. As a Padres fan, I'm definitely rooting for Toronto. Also, Pratt from Reality After Show will be joining me any minute now. She's setting up her mic, she just said. So she will be joining. Hello. She'll be joining me shortly for the live stream to talk about this as well. She has some ones that she's been thinking about. I've been wanting to see Tiffany from 46, but I think I'm going to get her next season. You absolutely are going to get her next season. So looking forward to that. I do like Tiffany. I mean, we said it a million times, though, guys. Like, I don't need to see half the cast be from New Era. I would be completely content it was half New Era, half old school. I mean, sorry, that's what we got. If it was like 75% old school, 25% New Era, that would have been fine. Pick like your best 3 or 4 people from the New Era, sure, but like half the cast, that's not a representation of 50 seasons. Helerma, what's going on, my friend? Go Jays! Yes, let's go Jays. Come on. Anyone but the Dodgers. Dude, that game went on forever. I literally have never had a game continuing going while I'm getting off work. Like, because I'm on the West Coast, so I was getting off at like 11 and it was continuing on. I was like, this is insane. I almost got all the way home in time to watch the end, but it ended like as I was pulling up to my house. Freaking Dodgers, man. Venus and Save for second chances. Well, we're getting Venus on Traders Canada. So if you want some more Venus action, you're getting it right now. I'd be here for Venus 2.0. I think Venus Second Chances has all the feels of like almost like a Kelly Whitworth with a little bit of Abby Maria. Say, like I said, Say would be interesting, but Say is very much so in the Abby Maria category, in my opinion. I think that I would be more here for Venus than I would Say, but I wouldn't be opposed to either of them. Natalie, I hope you're doing great. Thank you so much for joining the chat. Appreciate you. I want Ken. Are we talking about Ken from Millennials Gen X? If so, yes. I loved Ken. I thought Ken was a lot of fun, if that's the one you're referring to. I'm trying to think what other Kens are out there. But yeah, no, I love Ken from Millennials Gen X. Like, honestly, I think to see him again a few years later, that'd be a lot of fun. But yeah, also guys, get your guys' comments read. Who do you want? Gabon Ken. Gabon Ken. All right, let me refresh my memory on Gabon Ken. Those later seasons or early seasons completely like go past my mind. Ken Huang. Or is it Huang or Huang? Oh, I probably botched that. Yeah, no, Ken would be cool. Ken would be cool. I mean, dude, it's been a while since we've heard about Gabon Ken. Holy cow. Yeah, that would be fun to see for sure. I think that Ken would be someone that would be like, I mean, majority of people watch, let's be honest. Like, we've got a lot of people joining since like New Era started and since it went to Netflix. So I do think that we I gotta add her in real quick. I do think we'd have a lot of people who wouldn't know who the hell Ken is. So that would be one thing. But let me see here. Let me just add her in. All right. There we go. All right. So let's get to some more of your guys'. Oh, scam likely calling me. Dude, I get like 20 scam likely calls a day. It's awful. I hate it so much. Imagine Fairplay back on Survivor. That dude is a legendary player. Yeah, he is, but he's already played twice, so we can't put him in this category. But Fairplay is chopping at the bits to play again. I talk to him all the time. Just actually talked to him right before I went live here, and he's absolutely chopping at the bit to play again. So if they ever have like a legend season or a rival season or something like that, I really hope we get Fairplay back on Survivor. It'd be a lot of fun. Survivor first boots at war as a second chance season. Ooh, that would be. I mean, we've said it here. We want a second chance season to that extent. Oh, why is it not adding it? Oh, that's why, because I'm in the wrong one. Hey, Lauren.
What's going on?
There you are. Good to see you, my friend. How you doing today?
I'm great. Listen, I was booking it from home for you. I had to walk 4 miles from work, so I knew I could get here. I gave a good time estimates, and we're here. We made it. I'm excited to talk about this topic today. How are you?
Yeah, shout out to Lauren. This is Lauren's topic that she came up with. She threw this out to me as some show ideas. She's like, if you do it, I want to be a part of it. I'm like, you're in. Let's do it. So everyone say what's up to Lauren in the chat. Happy to have her here. So Lauren, before we get to some more of these comments that people put in the comment section, guys, get your comments read live here on stream. Who are some of the people you would want on a Survivor Second Chances Part 2?
See, I'm going all the way old school for my very first one. I'm going all the way back to Survivor Africa, and it has to be Kelly Goldsmith for me.
Okay.
Just because I was hoping we were going to get her on the All-Star season because I thought she brought enough, and she was chaotic. She brought spicy confessionals. I just really thought we were going to be seeing her.
Interesting. Another one from Africa that I would want to see back to is oh my God, Teresa Cooper, T-Bird. I don't know why I was blanking on T-Bird. T-Bird, because of all the shit she's been through, right? With like Second Chances Part 1 not getting on and being completely devastated by that. Like, it would be fitting for them to get her on Second Chances Part 2, would it not?
Absolutely. And that's why I didn't even mention her, because she's always the one that's mentioned. Everyone knows T-Bird should have had her shot a long time ago to come back. And she does so much still. She's heavily involved with Survivor. Bring her back, folks.
If we want to talk about people that are also involved in the community that maybe didn't do so well their first time around, but have been such a huge part of the community, give me Bryce. Bryce Isaiah. Like, Bryce Isaiah has done more for entertaining people post his Survivor career than he ever did on Survivor. Like, Bryce is someone that is completely involved with, the Bryce and Win Presents parties, the Bryce, Purple Pants Badass podcast. Like, he does so much for this community. He's very entertaining. He's someone that I feel like now that he's like aged a little bit, has a better idea of how Survivor works, because I believe he was a recruit when he was cast on Survivor originally. And now he's like built this persona that people love and are very entertained by. That 100% Bryce going on a second chance season. The problem is he didn't do a lot in his first chance. And is Survivor even paying attention to the outside influences? I think they should. And I think the fans are here for it. But Bryce 2.0, I'd be completely about.
The fans would be completely on board with that. And the thing about Bryce, he just had a tough shake, honestly, because Bryce was, let's be clear, very entertaining when he was on the show. And also that one tribal council where he went out, he was giving the fire. He was giving all the energy that you want in a Survivor contestant. It's just, it didn't go his way. And sometimes I say it's all about the people you're in the game with. You could do really well on one season, but then go and be with a completely different cast and it just crumbles.
Look at Wentworth. Who like wasn't like a big character on her first season, and then the second time around when she got her second chance, killed it. Like, was the biggest person on that cast outside of Jeremy Collins, who won the season, right? Like that, in my opinion, like that's the biggest come from behind story you can possibly imagine, as in like character type. And now we see Kelly Wentworth all the time. We've seen her multiple times since then. I feel like the second chance narrative gives so many people the opportunity that maybe they didn't shine in their first season, that now it allows them to have this moment to play balls to the wall, and we could get more memorable characters on our screen. Like the fact that we get Ozzy, Sari, Parvati, Sandra, Tony, we all get that. We get them multiple times, right? But we already know they're big characters. What about these characters that we don't know could be these shining stars that are just, hanging by a thread out there wanting to be picked up for a second chance? Like, give those people a second chance. I'm more here for that than I am a returning for the 6-time player.
I'm here for the risk, because there's always an element of risk when you do that. If they did not perform well the first time, are they going to give me the same the second time? Yes, that very well could happen. But then you get your Wentworth stories. That does come to fruition. So you really have to go for it. I don't want to continuously see, not to say I don't enjoy these players. I do enjoy these players, but I want it to be mixed up a little bit. I almost want just a fresh salad is how I could kind of give a comparison here. Just put some new onto my salad.
Yeah. All right, let's get to some more comments here in the comment section. Guys, put in the comments who you would want to see play on a second chance 2.0 season that we haven't seen play a second time. Want to read your guys' comments live here on stream with Lauren. Here we go. So Fresh Show says, Survivor 46, Liz Wilcox, we need another Applebee's explosion meltdown. Honestly, Liz is like one of the top candidates, and I wouldn't have said this at the beginning of her season, but by the end of it, I want Liz back. Like, Liz is a lot of fun. The Applebee's explosion really made for great drama in that season, but I want Liz completely starvation. I have said many times that I don't need to see these people starve, with the caveat being Liz Wilcox.
That moment alone was one of the top ones of the season. And you have to think about it here too. It wasn't a small meltdown. It was a crash out. It wasn't minor. It was a big time deal. And the fact that it made it so good was, even with the meltdown, it was still a no, which was amazing. It wasn't happening. It was never happening. That's why it was too good.
Well, that's partially why we're probably getting Q back for season 50, is because of the crash and his reaction to it. So then Natalie said Gabon Ken. We kind of talked about that earlier. I was more here for Ken from Millennials Gen X, but what are your thoughts on Ken from Gabon?
I enjoyed Ken on Gabon, but here I'm also saying this let me explain to the crew that we have here. Gabon is one of my top 10 seasons. And that's simply because it's a hot mess express. And I know it's a hot take on my end, but if you rewatch that season, there is so much chaos that unfolds. You don't necessarily know what's happening left and right. It's just so good. And the characters alone that they have. Is it good gameplay? No, absolutely not good gameplay. But there are the moments, but mostly I'm watching for the train wreck. And I could see Ken doing really well. We just heard Ken come back on a podcast recently. I know Ken's not keeping up with the show per se, but hey, I mean, I don't think Ken has gotten a call back aside from Blood versus Water. I think Ken was in the mix for that, but other than that, I don't think Ken's gotten another call back for Survivor aside from that.
Interesting. All right, so let's get some more. Venus is hitting on episode 1 of Traders. Ken, very excited for tonight's episode. So I haven't watched the full. I told people on stream yesterday. I passed out like halfway through the episode because I've just been dealing with this sickness. I'm almost over. I feel like 90% better from yesterday, so we're getting there. But I do need to finish that episode today before the new episode comes out. Are you watching Traders Canada?
I have not started yet, but I do plan to watch it because all Traders is good. UK, so good.
Yeah, so no spoilers on Traders, but we're all very much so looking forward to it. Excuse me. Ken from Gabon. Yeah, so we said that earlier. Survivor 49, Justin said he was friends with Ken because they are Super Smash Bros. Gamers. That's right. So that I remember Rob just had him on the podcast. That's right. Interesting. Like, it's interesting that we get a Ken and Justin like comparison, right? Like the fact that they're friends and they're played so far apart. Like, it's kind of wild. All right, so let's go to Even Hands. What's going on, my friend? Thank you again for joining the chat. I messaged you back on your comment that you left from yesterday's podcast, so thank you so much. I think there should be an option to hit scam calls with a fax machine answering. Honestly, I was just saying this before you came on here. I get like 20 scam maybe calls every single day. It's driving me nuts. So, and I'll get them here on stream too. So I'm like on my watch being like, cancel. I don't want it to mess up my stream right now. They're the worst.
They're the worst. Absolutely the worst.
All right. Jeremiah Ing was a Smash Bro pro gamer. All right. So let's see here. Lauren. Hi, Lauren. Everyone's saying hi to Lauren.
Going on.
Not Jeremiah. I meant Jason. Okay, so I got to catch up on these comments.
Let me put the record straight. Jason is the correct one. Jason is the one that does the gaming with Ken from Gabon.
Jason. Yes. Bryce, 100%. He could do all the confessionals. Completely agree. I think Bryce could be absolutely killer in the confessional ring. Sup, Bobby? What's going on, Nux? You talking to see my friend? I would love to see Colleen Haskell back on the show. She was in a movie called The Animal with Rob Schneider. I watched that movie like 30,000 times as a kid. I love that movie. Like anything Rob Schneider in like the early 2000s was like, or Adam Sandler, like any of those guys from the Adam Sandler movies was like comedic gold. But yeah, it was wild to see her on there. Obviously didn't make it as an actress after that movie came out. I don't think we're ever getting Colleen Haskell back. Like, I think she's completely like off the grid too. Like, no, she has like no social media. No one knows what she's doing. Like, couldn't be more off the grid, Colleen Haskell.
It's not happening. Keep on wishing, folks. It's never going to happen. I want to make this take though. I kind of feel had Colleen not played season 1, watched season 1, I don't think we see Colleen ever doing Survivor.
Ooh, interesting. So that's an interesting take. So you don't think if like Survivor season 2, Colleen, after seeing Survivor 1 blow up to the way it did, you don't think she would have applied for 2?
I don't think so. I believe truly this was never Colleen's thing whatsoever. Now, obviously, on the island, we see the fun person that she is, but she never enjoyed the backstabbing. She didn't like the blindsiding. She really didn't enjoy the alliance of it all. So I don't think she liked the concept of the game.
Interesting. Yeah, I do agree with you on that. Nox Too Tall says Cassidy. You know, I don't really need to see Cassidy again. Like, there's a lot of Cassidy truthers out there. And I think, you know, obviously, was she on the challenge? I don't even
I
remember.
believe that one of the spin-offs, I believe. Maybe.
Okay, like, yeah, see, like, I feel like the challenge is more her speed, but I don't know if I necessarily need her on Survivor again. I'm not opposed to it by any means, but I'm not a Cassidy truther like there are some major ones out there.
If they said Cassidy's going to be on the cast, fine. I'm okay with the pick. That's not going to be problematic for me. But there's so many other people that I would have on my list higher up than Cassidy.
Absolutely agree. Dreadful Ruby, thank you for joining us again. Hope you're doing well. Andy, Jesse, Carolyn, Say, Mary, Danny, Tom, Franny, Asia, Bryce, Saul, Venus, Gabriel. Some of the names that come to mind. That was a lot of names that came to mind. And
that is a ton.
You know what I want to highlight about that is pretty much everyone on there besides Dom and Bryce is New Era. Like, that's how much I feel like, and we're getting a lot of people commenting about New Era players. Like, and maybe it's ingrained in us that we think that, like, if they're going to have a second chance, it's going to be pretty much all New Era people. I don't think it should be. I think it should be old school. But, like, that kind of shows the nature of the show at this point, right? It's New Era centric, and I worry that that's the way the show's going to lean. Like, if you can even see people in my chat here bringing up majority, New Era players, that's going to be an issue down the line. Like, I feel like that's not a big enough pond to jump in. So I really do think a lot of those names I like Andy, absolutely. Carolyn, Jesse, like all those people I would absolutely love to see. I don't know if I need to see Asia again. Shout out to Asia. She does great work on the podcast at RHAP. But she went out so early. I think that's us being like the RHAP community. I don't think Survivor has any plans to bring Asia back.
That's another risk, though. You know what we were talking about with it's the same thing. It's the same thing with Bryce, because they both exited at the same position. I would be completely for all pre-mergers coming back, doing a full pre-merge season. That would be totally fine with me. I'm good with that, because this is what I was talking about, where every single cast is different. So you could thrive in that cast and be terrible with another one. And that's why I would say, you know what, give those people another shot. See if they do better in this one, or see if they've learned from their first mistake.
Yeah, I agree. Let's get to some more of your guys' comments. Kelly Wentworth is one of my all-time favorites. She's awesome. She's so cool. Like, me and Kelly text back and forth all the time. I used to be her producer when she was here at Reality After Show, and we talk football mainly, but like, I just text her, like, I sent her the video of my audition tape, and like, she's like, gave me a bunch of pointers on what to do next time and stuff. Like, just awesome person. Like literally will answer your call, your text anytime. So like, shout out to her. She has so many friends in this community, and even just a little person like me that was a producer for her for one season of Survivor, she's willing to like help me out with like an audition tape. Like, she's just the best. So shout out to her. I know Bobby hates Mike Holloway on second chances, but what about Lauren? Okay, Lauren, go ahead, and then I'll comment after that.
Wait, didn't Mike already win?
Yeah.
So, wait a minute. I guess this doesn't work. Really... Mike already won, because I'm sitting here second guessing myself going, is this the same one that I'm thinking from Worlds Apart? Because if so, yes. Mike's already a winner. Mike doesn't need a second chance. I don't need people that already have the $1 million playing a second chance season. That would never be good with me.
Yeah, I don't think it would be a second chance, but like a second time around.
A second time around, yes. Well, here's my thing. I truly would have rather have seen Mike in Ben's spot at Winners at War. That's my opinion on that matter. I would have preferred the swap there.
Yeah, I don't think I disagree with you. But Jeff loves him some Ben. Like, Jeff is like, he says he's like his favorite winner of all time. And it's like, the only reason he won is because you guys completely changed the format right before Tribal Council. And here's the thing. I actually like Mike Holloway. I was rooting for Mike Holloway in his season. I wanted to see him win. He had to basically win out, and he did just that. So I don't know, for a show where you're thinking I don't like, I hate Mike Holloway. I like Mike Holloway. I think he played a little stupid at times, but he didn't matter. He won out, so that's all that mattered. And it wasn't a bitter jury, so they gave him the win because he was the best person at the end. But I do like Mike Holloway. I wouldn't want him for a second chances, obviously, because he's won. But like a second time around, sure.
Him at the auction, wow. That was some bad gameplay. Do you remember
Oh, it was
that?
awful. Yeah, where everyone's like, okay, let's all get our letters from home, and then the last second he like puts it back so that he doesn't do it, like so he can get the advantage, and then that
And then
just put him on the
changes his
out.
mind. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Then changes. So you made mistake number one. If you're gonna do it, at that point, just do it. They're already mad at you. They're not going to forgive you. They're going to remember you just were willing to do that.
He was like, don't get me wrong. At that point, he was kind of on the outs, anyways. But that like put him really on the outs. Like that was the moment that like set everyone. Okay, we have to get him out next, 100%. Drivel Ruby says, "Oh yes, Cassidy, add that to my list." Danny McRae. Danny McRae is way more challenge mold to me. Like, and we've seen him on the challenge and he won. But like, I think that for me, Danny on the challenge, do that all day. Danny on Survivor, he's not really like the social strategist.
No, and not a huge character either. But as you said, some people that play Survivor, I think it's a good move for them to then go over and just be strictly challenge.
Yeah, guys, we got 15 people in here. Who do you want to see on Survivor Second Chances Part 2? Who's one of those maybe old school players, maybe not so much new era centric, because we've been talking a lot of new era, which don't get me wrong, there's some great new era people, but who would you want to see from old school Survivor come back and play? Because that's the one I'm really interested in. We had 39 seasons before new era, because I'm not counting 40 because it was Winners of War, but like we had 39 seasons. And then we've had 10 since then, or 9 technically since then. So like there's got to be some old school names you guys can think of. I want to get into those ones, especially just because we haven't seen them in so long. Yes, on the Challenge USA, I liked her on that too. I just like her. That's fine.
Yeah.
It's so hard to remember the old school people for me, even though I watched a lot of them within the last decade. I also couldn't remember who has done second seasons. That's fair. That's fair. And no shot to you, Dreadful Ruby. I get it. I get it. But there's a lot of people out there like I would want to see a Zane Knight play again, right?
Oh,
I want
jeez.
Zane Knight. Like if you gave me an all first boot season for second chances, I'm here for it. Hell, even throw Francesca in there. I know she's played twice, but because she was a first boot twice, let's consider it one and consider it a second chance.
How iconic would that be?
Third.
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing. I want to talk about Zane. Have you ever met Zane Knight?
I have not.
Okay. So I had the pleasure of hanging out with Zane Knight, and we were at a Survivor viewing party. I was with Johnny. We went out to an arcade afterwards. This guy is so funny, entertaining all the way around. I would love for him to come back because I believe. Well, so this was the problem. He was so chaotic the first time. I think he was going to be in an okay position until he did everything that he did episode 1.
Like, God, what could have been? Like, like Zane Knight, I feel like if he gets past that first tribal council, like I feel like we could have had a lot of fun with Zane Knight on the season, but he was going through obviously nicotine withdrawals. like that's another one. Shane Powers. Give me Shane Powers 2.0 all day. I know he said he's never going to play after not getting on second chances part 1, but Zane Knight or Shane Powers, give me one of the two on second chances too.
How does that happen? How does Shane not make the cast? I will never
It still doesn't make sense.
None of it makes sense. I was so angry when that happened because I'm watching it live and I go, T-Bird doesn't make it. Shane doesn't make it. What is the problem here? Because I know so many people that wanted those two back in particular and actually thought they were locks to come back on the show.
Yeah. You take off Woo, and was Woo on second chances? He
was on second chances. Yeah.
Yeah. Take off Woo and give me Shane Powers. And I think
take off Monica and give me T-Bird.
Done.
Right? Monica. Done. Yeah. Monica was on there.
I think so. Well, no. Well, wait.
Monica from Samoa.
Oh, yes. I was thinking Monica, what's her face's mom.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Yes.
Yeah. So she was on the season. The daughter. She voted out her mom. So let's get back to some more of your guys' comments on here. But yeah, Shane Powers, get him on any show. Get him on House of Villains. I want to see that. Like that'd be great. Drew for Ruby, I was going to say Michaela, but she's played twice. It's or less hard for me to remember. I like them too much or not. Sorry, I'm kind of behind on here. 100% bias for Asia for me. I get it. I love Asia. I think Asia is fantastic. Like, she's such a good podcaster as well. I'm more saying I don't need Asia because I don't think that the show would bring her back because she went out too early. But she absolutely could be one of those Kelly Wentworth types that comes back and absolutely kills it. The other thing about it is, like, there's so many people from 47. Like, if we're talking of all the new era casts, 47, there's like probably 5 or 6 I would want back on a second chance season. Like, that is the new era cast. If you're going to pick from anyone, I'll pick from that one. So that goes against her as well.
And and you see that happen a ton of times. If we're going all the way back old school, Australian Outback, think about how many people we have seen return from that season alone. A ton of them. I want to say almost in the top for the amount of contestants that have come back from that season.
From Australian Survivor? I mean, Survivor Australia? Yeah. I mean, we've had, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 5 or 6?
Probably even more of that. So, like, if you're going down the list here, you have Colby and Tina.
Yeah.
Then you have Jerry, Amber, Alicia. One I don't like to Kimmy, and one I don't like to speak about was back. Yeah, that's 7 right there. And I'm trying to think if I missed anybody, but I think it's about 7.
About 7, yeah. Yeah. So yeah, no, I mean, absolutely true. I mean, we've seen a lot from Cagayan though too. Like Cagayan, we had Tony, Spencer,
Woo Cass,
what's her name?
Sarah,
but then what's her name? That was aligned with Spencer, Green Tribe. She was on Second Chances.
It was Cass, right?
No, well, no. God, someone in the chat help me out. Oh my gosh, here, I'll look it up right now.
Yeah, you need to look it up. I'm trying.
She was like, oh yeah, I'll go to church.
Tasha. I got it
Tasha,
for you.
Yeah.
Tasha,
yeah,
yes.
yeah. So like we've had like what 6 or 7 there too. So there's been quite a lot from that cast as well. And there's a lot you could bring back from that cast. Still, like that we still haven't seen play twice. All right, so then let's see here. I think with the challenge, the time frame keeps people like Danny to play. Yeah, like that's the thing. Is like Danny's more of a physical beast than he ever was a social strategist, in my opinion. That's why I think he's better suited for the challenge. I want to see former NBA player Scott Pollard back on the show. Scott Pollard's an interesting one. And I know he's had some like health issues lately too, from what I remember. But Scott Pollard, like 100%, I would like to see. He was like a fun villain. Like if they did a Heroes versus Villains 2.0, put him on that cast for sure. But or even Jason too. Jason would be another one, like on a Heroes versus Villains 2.0. All day, I'd love to see that. The thing is, Scott Pollard, I don't know, needs to play again. Like he is a former great NBA player. He doesn't need the money. He was doing it for the experience. He got a lot of hate, and now he's dealing with health issues. I just don't think we're seeing Scott Pollard back.
I don't believe so either. And I guess for me, with those two, you were just rooting for their demise the entire time. And so that's why you were glued to the screen. And when you had the play happen where Scott was eliminated, it was so good.
Yeah, 100%. And yeah, we saw Ty play twice, right? So like we've got the Ty hero edit. Literally, has anyone played the exact same game to the extent that Ty has? Like, I know you could argue like Sandra's like method of anyone but me. It's kind of the same gameplay between Pearl Islands and Heroes vs. Villains, but she won both times. But like Ty was literally the same exact character both times he played. Like I always look at that as like it's literally copy paste when it comes to Ty in this gameplay.
Nothing changed. Nothing whatsoever changed.
All right, Tommy wants me to suggest Lisa. Well, I'm blanking on who Lisa Wintrop is.
Is Lisa from Philippines? Is that the Lisa we're talking about?
I think that's Lisa. That's Lisa something else. Hold on.
No,
Lisa.
it's.
Hold on.
Or there's a Lisa from Vanuatu.
I think that's what it is. Oh, No, he's talking about Lisa from Big Brother 26. Lisa from Big Brother 26, because Tommy was in the chat saying yesterday that that's like his biggest crush, her or Kelly from season 27. Like he has a huge crush on both those girls, so that's why they're saying that in here.
I said,
was
am I
like, who's
losing it?
Lisa? Yeah, you
I
could
thought
have
I
just
was
said
losing my mind.
glitter Lisa. But yeah, no, Lisa. The fact that Tommy's like biggest crushes are Lisa and Kelly, like, there's something wrong with Tommy. I'm telling you right now. Uh, you would find glitter everywhere.
Dreams
Dreams would be a fun one. Now, Dreams, this is like Dreams this far along, like much older, much longer in the tooth. Like, imagine how Dreams would play nowadays. Like, what do we even know what Dreams is up to anymore?
I'm trying to think the last time we even heard from Dreams or what Dreams was doing. Does Dreams go on any podcasts?
I think I want to say Dreams was on RHAP in like a T-Bird interview not too long ago.
That's the only way I could see Dreams being on a podcast, if it was a Talking with T-Bird. But Dreams is an interesting take, because let's remember here, a lot of people are down on Fiji, but I actually don't dislike it. And I think it's because if you rewatch it, you really do start to get to know specific characters more. Now, don't get me wrong, there's people that are on Fiji that I will never ever remember because they are completely purpled. They are not shown whatsoever. But Dreams was a big breakout character.
Oh, you know what? Dreams was on a podcast a few years back with Johnny and all of them. He literally did one here at Reality After Show a long time ago. When was this? This had to have been like the early days. Like, yes, early days.
Way back when,
because Johnny's not even in his podcast studio. We have Zach Hacker was part of it, and he's been gone for many years. So Matt was there. Matt's hair looks shorter. His beard looks shorter. So like, yeah, like that must have been a while ago. But yeah, no, Dreams would be a lot of fun. I mean, I would be here for like a second chance. Like, give me Dreams all day. Gandia, how do you feel about Gandia?
Gandia actually stayed involved with the Survivor community, because I know Gandia was playing online reality games and especially very active during COVID. I've actually exchanged some messages with Gandia before. So I think Gandia would be pretty energized to go back if she ever got the call for it. Do I think she'll get the call? Probably not. But she's someone that could definitely have some gameplay still up her sleeve, especially because she still is actively playing these type of games just on the online version.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen Gandia since what, Survivor Thailand? So like it's been a long time. Like the problem is, unless it's one of like those first 4 seasons, or I would even put Marquesas as like the one outlier, like after that, between like 5 to like 15, we're really only getting maybe 1 or 2 people in that time frame. And it's usually people that we've seen before, because I just don't think they're going to go back to the well post from 5 to like 15. I just feel like that's too long ago for a second chance of people that they probably don't even remember, and casting wasn't even a part of those casts back in those days, right? So yes, we've seen some people from those seasons since then, but like it's the big names, like it's like the Johnny Fairplays, the Sandras, those people that are going to be returning more than anyone else in that era. But I would say, like, if we want to go back to Marquesas, Survivor Marquesas, and then what's his face was in the hunt for 50 and didn't make it, but almost made the cast.
Sean Rector.
Sean Rector. Thank you. I was looking up his name. Sean Rector. I'm so bummed he didn't get in for 50. I really wanted to see Sean Rector 2.0. I mean, that would have been so much fun. I feel like he would have brought the drama. He would have brought it, because he's had so many close calls of getting on the show since then that like they need to do a second chance part 2, and he has to be the top person on the list.
I wanted to see him play so bad, because
me too.
He was just a kid basically when he came out the first time. I mean, remember how young him and Boston Rob were? They were very young on that show. And just to see how your mindset changes coming in from not playing in a very, very long time, those are the players I want to see back. Another person I want to add, Ian from Palau. Would love to see, he was, I believe, only 21, I believe,
Mhm.
when he was on the show originally, and just think of what he could be doing now. I would love for him to make a comeback, but it's so hard to say this because we get excited and then we just know it's probably not going to
It's
happen,
never
but
going to happen.
fans want this.
Yeah.
Fans would love this.
And I love Jenna from season 1, and I do think you had to have season 1 representation in 50, and I'm glad they got someone from season 1. But I would have rather seen Sean Rector than Jenna if you're going to go that old school, right? Like Sean Rector, Jenna's had a second chance. Sean hasn't. He's had so many close calls. I 100% would have been all in on Sean Rector. I love Shane. I thought he was so freaking relatable. I was trying to quit smoking when I saw his season. Like him with the blackberry, what was it, the coconut or the rock that he used as the blackberry? Like, it's just so iconic. Like, it's everything about him just gave off that feel. And like, there were so many times I was like, this guy's either going to go off the deep end and like get pulled from the game, or he's going to, quit the game. And he just kept going. Like, it was wild to watch. I want to see Shane.
When he was on that reward, and this is when their entire group had been arguing with each other, and just him going and grabbing a cigarette from a local and just seeing him have that. And then all of a sudden, Cerie's pissed off in the corner. She said, everyone loves each other again. I'm annoyed. It was so good. And the fact of the matter is, do you think Sean is iconic because of all the supporting characters that were around him in that season, because of how messy that tribe was alone, because we had the breakout star in Cerie? There's so many good people that the reason why the season isn't ranked as high, in my opinion, for some people is because the other tribe was the most boring tribe, in my opinion, in probably the history of the show. What do you think about that, Bobby?
Sorry, say that again. I cut out on mine.
Aside from Terry Dietz, the opposing tribe of Kasaya, what was it? Lamina or something? They were so boring. Bobby can't even remember. This is what I'm talking about here. Bobby.
Well, here's the thing. Like, obviously, there's people that I love from Survivor China, and Survivor China. Like, to me, wait, am I mixing that up? No,
You're mixing up. You need Panama.
Panama. Thank you. Why am I thinking it was Survivor China? I don't know. Survivor Panama. Thank you. That's why I was like blanking when you were saying the names. I was like, wait a second, that doesn't add up. It's like Cerie wasn't on China because I had China on the brain. Let me pull up the cast real quick, because honestly, when it gets that far back, my mind plays tricks on me. Okay, yeah. So Terry, Cerie, Shane. Outside of that, yeah, obviously you got the winner.
You have Danielle DiLorenzo.
Yeah, Danielle. I mean,
and then you had Courtney. Courtney was also all over the place. So I'm just saying, the pack of people that Shane was with, had Shane been on the opposite tribe, I don't know if we would have gotten all of these great moments.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that we needed Shane exactly where he was. Like, there's been so many times where, wasn't Bruce on that season too?
Bruce was also on that tribe. Yes.
Yeah. Like everything about that tribe was like perfect, but they were such like an anomaly. Like, if you move one part to the other tribe and vice versa, like, it might not be the same season.
No, not at all. And they had even Bob Dog was on there. You had some Bob Dog moments. Yeah. So yeah, exactly. You couldn't make a better tribe for all these people.
I apologize. Like I said, guys, when we go that far back, my brain starts mixing tribes and seasons together. Yeah, so even Teeny and Rome, I could see on saying Rome 100%. Teeny, I could see, but I feel like I'm good on Teeny, right? And there's no shot on Teeny. I think that he was great for the season that we saw him on, but like, I feel like that story's written. Is it not?
I think so as well, and I think he got everything he wanted out of the season. I truly believe so. Like, what do you think?
Like, I feel like, yes, obviously, Teeny has had like, gender reconstructive surgery. So there is that storyline of, it was a she and now it's a he. So like, that's the person that's changed. Like, but the gameplay wise, like, I don't think the gameplay is going to change, right? You get the transformation of, getting the gender reconstruction, whatever. But like, I think that as far as like the game player as it goes, I don't think that there's really a story to tell there, because I don't think the gameplay would change for him as much as what we saw on 47.
Teeny struggled with the emotion of the game, and I think Teeny would have a very difficult time cutting specific allies. We saw it on the show. The connection was there with people, and then it was just getting harder and harder, and those people were cutting ties with Teeny. So
Yeah.
I just don't think it changes. I agree with you.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, I love Teeny. I think Teeny was great on 47. I think he was very entertaining, especially drunk Teeny was like one of my favorite, like one of my favorite parts about 47. It was call him Martini is what would have been great. But no, I think that but the problem with him is he just continued to get the wool pulled over his eyes throughout the season. It was like Charlie with the Charlie Brown with the football, just constantly getting it pulled out from under him. Like that was the one thing that I don't think that changes if we get him in a second chance season.
No, I don't think so. I think there's other people that I would prefer to see in front of Teeny, but Teeny's great. And as you said, still gave some iconic moments. You'll never get that drinking scene back. You could play that on repeat and still crack up laughing.
Absolutely. All right. Natalie says Marty. Are we talking about Marty Piombo?
Marty Nicaragua, Marty?
Yeah, Marty Piombo. Yeah, like Marty would. What's Marty doing nowadays? Like, I feel like I heard something recently on Marty, but maybe I'm wrong. I thought that Marty was like, no, Marty's still posting and stuff about Survivor, so maybe I could see it. But like, the thing is, we're talking now. This is where I kind of like started coming back to Survivor, and I like Marty Piombo. I think Marty Piombo is a lot of fun. I just don't see Survivor. Excuse me. Like I said, still getting over being sick. I don't think I see Survivor remembering Marty.
Well, you also have to consider too, that's a season that a ton of people aren't super, super high on. And so they're always going to want to pull from these classic seasons, the seasons the fan base absolutely loves. That's why we see so many people come back from Cagayan. That's why we see the heroes versus villains. I know that's a returnee season, but why we have still seen so many of them come and play again.
You know what I would throw out there to like new contestants too? If you want to like have a chance of ever coming back on Survivor, just play balls to the wall and make sure your season's memorable. Like what you just said, where they pull a lot of these returning people from casts that are like the most memorable, the best seasons. And you know, how many millennials versus Gen X, how many David versus Goliath, Cagayan. Like we're talking about these seasons that people put in high regard, and how many of them have we seen play again? It's because they are memorable, and that season is memorable. And that season is a lot of fun. So I would almost say go play like a Rome. Go play like a Rome and go balls to the wall and get voted out early, because there's a good chance you'll be brought back again or in some capacity. So, and that's why when Dreadful Ruby brought up Rome, I think Rome's a great example. The problem with Rome is there are so many good people on that cast. Like it's the same problem with Teeny. It's the same problem with Asia, that there's just so many. You could literally just rerun 47 and I'd be cool with it.
Oh, yeah, it had a great cast. But I want to go back to what you were saying about making your season memorable and everything, because we have two people from this 49 cast that are on 50. And right now I'm struggling hardcore with this season. And it's the same thing from 48. I didn't love the season either. And we have 3 of them.
Yeah.
So, and
with 2.
No, there's 3 of them.
From 49?
No, 2 from 49 and 3 from 48.
48. Sorry, I thought you were talking about 49.
3 from 48. So,
yeah.
I need to see how this plays out, because I want to make one point here. I just wanted to see Camilla play without Kyle. Why would they do that? Why would we? We don't need that. We already got that storyline. I don't want it again. I would have loved for Kyle to not play and Camilla have her time to shine, because I think Camilla is a great player. I just wanted to see her play alone.
I don't know why we needed any of them from 48, let alone I don't know why we needed Camilla right now. Like second chance, sure. Did we need her for 50, the most iconic season? Like Camilla was fine on 48, and I have no problem bringing her back for a second chance season or a new era All-Stars. For 50, that should have been 75% old era, 25% new era. Have 3 or 4 people from new era. Sure, I'm fine with that. That's great. But it should have been a representation of all 50 seasons. And it's literally half new era, half old era.
And then we have a couple of the old school sprinkled in there. You have Jenna and Colby, and then it jumps up to Stephanie from Palau. But even so, for me, I don't dislike the people that are on the cast. I just wanted it spread, as you said, more equally well-rounded amongst all of the seasons, because I'm excited to see Camilla play again. Don't get me wrong. I'm totally here for that. But as you said, I think she could have waited a little bit. And that's the same thing with Kyle. You just won yesterday. I mean, I think you waited out for something maybe in the future, but then again, you have to look at it from their perspective. I'm being asked for 50. I'm doing this. You know what I mean?
I have no problem with the people. Like the people coming and wanting to play again. Take every opportunity you can. Don't say no. You might not ever get the shot again.
Right.
So absolutely take it. The problem I have is when you have a quarter of the cast from the 2 most previous seasons.
Yes.
A quarter. You have 5 people from 2 seasons, 49 and 48, which is not a representation of 50 seasons. That I have a problem with. That's where I draw the line and be like, I get it, because it's a recency bias, and it's especially a recency bias where production wants to bring in more people of the seasons you just saw because that's fresh in your head. And it's going to be all these, I newer people to Survivor, which we have brought a lot on since COVID and since it went on Netflix and what have you, that they know that that's going to be fresh in mind for these people that are newer Survivor fans. So they're going to bring those people on, and I understand that. But if there was any season for you guys to bring 3 people back from, it's 47, not 48. 48
Correct.
is notoriously one of the worst seasons of all time. And you brought 3 back from that season, and one of them's a winner from that season. Like it's so frustrating. I know we've talked it to death. I know a lot of people have talked it to death, but it just bugs me. It's just like, it's not that hard to like just not do that.
You're so aggravated right now. It's killing me. Well, okay, I even want to bring up a point here. So we have, as you said, basically a quarter from the most 2 recent seasons. Why is no one back from, I hate to say this, I know, and this is the problem, and we talked about it with seasons. I would have liked somebody back from season 39, and I know everything that comes with it, but can we just do it for the people? There was enough people on that cast, Elaine, Lauren, I would have loved to have seen those type of people return.
Janet.
Instead of Jan, exactly. There's tons of people that were great that you could have chosen from that season, and I know they don't want to touch it, but I still think they should have touched it.
It's like Big Brother 15. We'll probably never see someone from Big Brother 15 ever play again because it was such a hot fire topic season where it's just like in their minds that season never existed. They'll pull from Big Brother 9 before they pull from Big Brother 15, which is crazy to me, right? Like you have Rachel Riley's sister was on Big Brother 15, and they probably will never call her back because she's associated with Big Brother 15. Same with Survivor 39. One dude literally ruined all those people's chances of ever playing again. Like, I agree with you. Like, what was the dude that got 3rd place on Survivor 39? What was his name?
I know exactly who you're talking about. The one that had the cool shoes.
Yeah.
I remember everybody.
Yeah, it's not like a weird nickname. Oh, Karishma's another one from that season I'd like to see play again.
You need Karishma and Liz. You need them matched up together.
Jamal Shipman I want to see again. Dean. That's what it was. What's his nickname? I forgot his nickname, but whatever. Like it wasn't D Money, but it was something weird, like something D something. But yeah, like Dean, who wasn't great for like 3/4 of the season, but like put in high gear towards the end of that season. Like I'm happy for Tommy because Tommy won that season, but like thank God he won that season because like Tommy, if you didn't win that, you would never have a chance to play again. Like you're lucky you won that season, right?
It's such a disappointment. How are you with Nora on that season?
Nora was a wild card. Another scam, likely. Yeah, no, Nora was such a wild card to me. Like, I mean, she's such an, and I say this with the most respect and love, such an oddball that
Mhm.
like she reminds me of like a Kelly from Big Brother 27, where you're so off the wall, such an oddball, but like I'm here for it. It's kind of fun to watch. Another person you can put that she's in the same breath as like a Philip, right?
Yeah,
Like very much so like the female Philip.
I could see that for sure. But yeah, that's exactly what my point and what I'm talking about. I would have loved to have gotten just one even from that season. I'm happy we're getting 3 people from David versus Goliath because it was such a good
Yes.
one because they have not had an opportunity to return since playing, which is crazy to me that there has not been a chance for these type of players to come back again. Same thing with we're getting from 35, we're getting Chrissy back.
Yeah. 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 I think that there's a lot of people you can pull from 39, especially. Let's get back to some more of these comments because we're kind of behind on here. So Appback is more if you count repeaters every time. Yeah, exactly. Let's see here. Isn't that Lisa from see, we were that far behind that we're talking about the Lisa of it all again. Juan, what's going on, my friend? Hope you two are having a great show. I'll watch the replay currently at work, but my second chance survivor would be Jake from 45. Jake from Jake. Yeah,
Mhm.
Boston Jake. Yeah. Oh, I love Jake. Like Jake O'Keen is his last name, right?
Yes.
I love Jake. I met him in person at one of the RHAP events. He's great. He's so nice. He was so talkative, like willing to hear. He wanted to hear my fantasy team that he was on, and hear who else I had. But um, I would love to see Jake play again. Like Jake's one of the new era people. Absolutely, second chance. Give it to me all day.
He is one where you kept saying to yourself, "It's coming finally
Yeah.
for Jake. It's
Yeah.
going to go Jake's way," and it never did, and that's why it was so fun to watch him play because you were hoping all season long, "Please for Jake, just this once."
Like you can't have Jake though. I feel like for Jake, if you have him on a second chance season, then you have to have Katura on with him. Like
Right.
it's kind of like the Colby and uh Jerry of it all, right? Like Colby, you can't have a season with Colby without Jerry, except we're gonna get that on 50. But like you can't have Colby without Jerry throughout the whole way through. And I'm really pissed that they didn't include Jerry in 50 because like
Mhm.
if you're gonna have Colby, you have to have both. And that's kind of how I feel about like Jake and Katura.
Definitely, and I would love to see that dynamic play out again.
Yeah, it'd be a lot of fun. All right. So yes, Glitter Girl, Kelly Shin, also known as Purple Kelly, Survivor Nicaragua, back on the show because production screwed her. Let's be honest, guys. Nicaragua, we're not getting anyone back. And first off, we're definitely not getting Purple Kelly back, who was literally has a moniker named. I don't even know if Purple Kelly knows that she's like fully Purple Kelly, right? Like we get that she knows she's Purple Kelly because that's what they called her, but like you literally have an edit named after you that I don't even know she knows she has an edit named after her all these years later that people call a purple edit because of Purple Kelly. I mean, that's game changer if I've ever heard it. Game Changers
So good.
2.0, sure, Purple Kelly.
It's so iconic. I don't think she knows about it either. There's no way. I don't even know what she's up to these days because that's how purple she was. I forget about her.
It's so Purple Kelly. The fact that Sierra Don Thomas, fan favorite Sierra Don Thomas, got called for Game Changers and not Purple Kelly, baffling to me because literally that is a game changer move. But yeah, no, she's never getting called back ever again. Marcus, I hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining the chat. Oddly, I wouldn't mind seeing someone like Natalie Tanarelli come back, an older, mature woman now. Also, would be interesting to see if she learned from Boston Rob. Well, we almost got that on Second Chance 1.
Mhm.
She was in the mix. But yeah, like it's tough. Like Nat 10 was so young and impressionable to Boston Rob. Like, you can't throw Boston Rob in with the Nat 10 at where she was, because it's just not even fair, right? It's just not even fair. She did get to the final 3. She's been in the mix before. It's possible.
It is possible, but I agree with what Marcus is saying. It would be interesting to see a player such as her come back because of how young she was. She's older now. She has some life skills behind her. She got to see the season play out and how it went, and it didn't go well. Yes, you made it to the end of the show. You did something to get to the end, but she didn't have anything to express to the jury where they would ultimately end up voting for. Well, let's be clear as well. They were going to Boston Rob was going to win that. I mean, he cleaned house.
Yeah, well, I mean, when you were sitting next to Philip and Natalie Tenorelli, I think you have a pretty good shot of winning.
Yes.
Mike, from season 30, we did talk about that one. Obviously not for second chances, because this is a second chances season and he won, but like, get him in like a, I don't know, a returnee season of some capacity. I'm here for it. I wish we would have got him on 40. Denver Morgan, thank you for joining the chat. I bet Jeremy Collins comes back. I need the next couple because of On Fire. I mean, yeah, he's under a lot of heat right now because of what he said about Parvati on Fire. Apparently these people didn't listen to my podcast with you guys before, because like, I had the same exact take that Jeremy did. And I know a lot of people came for me, but not like they're coming from Jeremy, because obviously Jeremy's much bigger and it's a much bigger platform. But I don't think he's wrong. And I know you disagree. But what do you think of the whole drama of it all?
Oh, yeah. I disagree. I'm on the opposite side of the train as you. I completely said on the podcast, 100% gung-ho win for Parvati, and it counts. But you know what? Jeremy made the statement, so he has to, take the heat. He's going to get heat from people. I think there's going to be people that agree, but there's going to be a massive amount that disagree. And you saw that firsthand.
It was so good to see that I wasn't alone. I wasn't on my island alone over here. And there's been people who agree with me in the chat too, that like, I do think you can at least put that into question, right? That isn't a true second win for Parvati. I don't think it is. I think it was fun. It was a nice little fun game that they did of Survivor on Australia soil, with a cast full of very good players and some very mid players. But I don't count it as a full second win, because you get a bunch of luxuries right off the bat. We've talked about it a million times, but
we have. But this is why this is good, because we don't agree on everything, and that's completely fine, because I don't want to always agree with you. And also too, I think we're going to see more of the backlash with that comment, because did you see all the other people that were commenting as well? I know Tyson added in something. So if you're interested with how this is all breaking down, check it all out, folks, because it is entertaining.
I think that I'm here for it, and I'm here for it. And I love how this is all coming like a month or two after I made the initial comment about that. And I'm like, yes, I have people on my side. Took a couple months for you guys to come around, but you're on my side. All right. Natalie says, what has Chris and Brian been up to? I'm talking about old school winner Chris. So, I mean, your guess is as good as mine. Like, have you heard of anything about Chris or Brian all these years later?
So didn't we see a segment where, I believe this could have been before Heroes versus Villains began? Someone in the chat, correct me if I'm wrong. They did a segment with some of the winners, I want to say, and I don't know. I believe he was in that, because I remember vividly watching where he was talking about he has Julie Berry still come over. So I know we saw something. I just don't remember when we did see it, but we did get a Chris update at one point in time. Brian, on the other hand, I'm okay with not getting the update.
Yeah, we've had a lot of Brian storyline in the past that I don't think we need to see Brian ever again on our screens. But
no,
as far as Chris would be more interesting. But I mean, Chris, I like, really, like, if we're talking about winners that like pulled off a miracle, like Chris is up there, like how he ended up pulling out that win. But yeah, no, I Brian, on the other hand, no. Drunk Teeny was great. Yeah, for sure. I had already listed most of them. Rome and Teeny were the ones I forgot that I could see them casting. I could see it. Savannah from 49 is so lovely. Never bored seeing her on TV. I agree.
No, and don't get me wrong. There are people I'm enjoying on the season, but the season is not good.
The season is not good. I'm holding out hope that, post jury, it turns out to be much more fun. There are some idols out there. There are some chances for some shakeup. But it's been pretty cut and dry through what are we, 5 episodes in? Like, it's been pretty cut and dry. Yes, this is how you should play. It's not entertaining, but this is what you should do.
If it ramps up during the merge, I'll take that. My issue being is slow starts. It's just really hard to keep pushing forward with the season sometimes. And so I think this next episode is going to be very key.
Yeah. Maybe skip 4-time players. Suri excluded. Everyone will exclude Suri from that, even though I agree with you. I agree about Camilla. I'd much prefer her get to play without Kyle. It's likely going to hurt her game. Well, yeah, because they're going to think that they're working together. Even if they're not on the same tribe, they're going to be considered working together at some, and they probably are coming into the game having worked together, because who else will they know? All these other people have had relationships for many years, outside the new era people. Like, I could really see it being new era versus old school going into Survivor 50. Could you not?
I could definitely see it. I would prefer to see a blend, though. I want to see people mix. I just want to see how Colby would react to a Q. You know what I mean? Yeah. I need to see some of these interactions.
Well, we're going to get, like, obviously a mix when it comes to the tribes. Like, they're going to have it mixed up. But, like, I just feel like, obviously, with these returning casts, we see a lot of pregame alliances going into this, especially 50, because it was on the books for so long and so hype. These people were all talking together. So we've seen it happen too many times in the past. But I really feel like with Survivor 50, like, we're going to get a big new era versus old school. Like, it just feels like the writing's on the wall. And how is that going to pan out amongst those tribes? So that's the one thing that I'm okay with, like the 3-tribe format 450, is because I don't think it's going to be as cut and dry of build your 4 and then just get the 2 out. And then, like what you've seen in 49 and 48. I think that it's going to be much more blend, because there's going to be personalities that know each other, and the numbers might be skewed in that old school versus new school dynamic.
I also think we're going to run into the issue where, as you said, there's going to be people that have something going into it. But what I always enjoy about that is, who are we bringing in, and seeing people disagree about who to bring in. So it makes it much more entertaining to watch. I don't mind the 3-tribe format with this. I don't know if we would have been ready for 12 apiece. That would have been wild. And I know that they do it in the Australian version, but I don't think our version was quite ready for that.
No, I agree with you. Natalie says, they want anybody from Island of the Idols back on Survivor? Kind of went over that earlier. Elaine, Dean. Yeah, like, there's a lot of those. Alyssa is my second chance list for Big Brother. LOL. Yeah, I just don't think it's going to happen because she's associated with 15. Livin. Living. Devin's an interesting one. Devin would be interesting because of the fact that, obviously, what was that season? It was Heroes, Hustlers, whatever.
Heroes, Hustlers. 35.
Yeah, that one always is like the worst title for me, because every time I try to say it, I always mix it up in my head too. Devin would be cool though. And I don't know if they're like referring to Devins, but I think they're referring to Devin from that season, who did really well. And honestly, probably should have won that season had it not been for a miracle change up for Ben when it came to fire making at the Final Four.
Right. I enjoyed watching Devin play. It's just, digging back so far, I truly didn't think we were going to get a Chrissy. And when we got Chrissy, I was so excited, because I said, yes, I want to see what she does after watching herself play, because she was a fun person to watch on that season. And I know she's been dying to get the call to come back.
Oh, yeah, I'm happy for her. Would you have rather had Devin or Chrissy?
Chrissy.
See, I feel like I would have wanted Devin more, but I think because, you need the gender balance between old school and all that, I think that's why I think Chrissy was the right choice. Hell, I know it's a hot take, but give me Dr. Mike back too at some point. Like, Dr. Mike is so wacky that I would be here for it.
Would Devin do it again? Do we know this?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, in my head, I feel like Devin's somewhere like living in Tiger King country, you know? Like I feel like you could have easily saw him in a Tiger King, like the documentary, and he's somewhere in the background. Like that's where I picture Devin in my head, even though he's probably like some like city bro, you know, on the surfing every day. Like that's what I have in my head with Devin. I don't know why. But yeah, we haven't seen Dr. Mike on RHAP in a long time. Did something happen there that I'm forgetting, like with that relationship? Because he used to be on all the time.
There's a couple people that used to be on all the time and then they kind of dropped off. Well, here's the thing you also have to think about. Season after season, you're getting constantly new people. And so then they then become the constant for a while.
Yeah,
Because
it's
it's the
true.
same thing. Look at Brandon Donlin right now. Brandon
Yeah.
Donlin's the constant now for one of those slots.
Yeah, well, I think it's because he's also working as like a producer for him too. So like he does a lot of like editing and stuff for him.
Yep.
John, which John?
There's a lot of Johns.
There's a lot of Johns.
Which season? Tell us the season, Natalie. Which John?
Or are you talking about like a dude in general, like just a John, you know, John? Like, I don't know. Jacqueline, that one I can narrow down. That's from what, 47? So Jacqueline from 47?
No. I think it's Jacqueline from 29, season 29. I believe, because that's the one where they had you're matched up with your loved ones, John and Jacqueline.
Oh, John and Jacqueline, yeah.
John and Jacqueline. Natalie's saying I'm thinking both John and Jacqueline.
Both John and Jacqueline. Yeah, no, I'd be here for it. I like John and Jacqueline. I thought they were fun. They were on San Juan del Sur.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I'd be here for it. I liked Jacqueline a lot. Jacqueline played very well. Both of them did. And they kind of played from behind too. Like, had it not been for Natalie being like, did you vote the way I wanted you to? And then like wasn't it Jacqueline that went out there when Natalie pulled that that like crazy move? Like, yeah, I think that she could have played really well at the end of San Juan del Sur had things gone the right way. Katura, yes, Katura, Katura, and like I said, same thing is the caveat is only if you have Jake. Thank you. I was like J. It was in my head. DM Rocks, what's going on? Good to see you. I want to see Sydney again from Co-Wrong. I just saw her on the podcast with Rob. She says she wants to play again and wants to do the Traders and the Challenge. Well, she wants to do it all. But no, I think that we almost saw Sydney on 50, did we not? Like her name was really in the mix.
I kept seeing her picture float around because we saw so many different variations of the cast, and I kept saying, don't like that variation. This one's okay. This one's great. And then so they had so many mixes and matches when it came to that. But Sydney's picture did come up, and I'm happy to hear that she is interested in participating in some of these shows because I loved Sydney as a player. I thought she had fire confessionals. They were so good, and they landed. And let's talk about it too. She was with Scott and Jason. She was with all the chaos that came with that entire tribe.
Yeah, no, I mean, I love Sydney. I think Sydney was fantastic. I think that Sydney, the fact that she hasn't been back since is kind of crazy to me. Like, yeah, Sydney or even Sydney on the Challenge would be great TV.
Could you imagine, her and Michaela on the Challenge together? Mm-hmm. I mean, there's so many different options. I'm shocked that Sydney hasn't gotten a call for the Challenge before because the Challenge was prime time then when her season occurred for Co-Wrong. But correct me if I'm wrong, I believe she wanted to get back into what she was doing with the bodybuilding again. And so Survivor really wrecked that for her.
Yes. Yeah. From what I know, it's like it did a toll on her body too, like as far as like muscle definition and everything. So yeah, no, I can absolutely see that. Survivor might be like tough on her to do again, even though she wants to play. I think the Challenge would be better suited, especially with like her bodybuilding career. Soda, I feel like Soda, I don't really need Soda, right? Like I feel like I'm good on Soda. I'd much rather have, if you're gonna have like that archetype, there's a handful of other people I'd rather have for that archetype.
Soda's fine, but just not someone I would consider on my higher end list. Now, if they came and said Soda's going to be on the cast, okay, let's see what Soda can bring this time.
Yeah, I agree. I'm dying to see Brian Corridan from season 11 because my face melted when he got blindsided. He was so sneaky. He was a great player. What are your thoughts on Brian?
I'm a big time Brian fan. If Brian was back on my screen, I would be super happy about it. And I was bummed when he went out as well because he wasn't playing bad. The swap just was not good for Brian.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing is like you can get swap screwed so easily, and Brian's like a prime candidate for that from Survivor Guatemala. But yeah, I just think it's been too long. Like it's been too long. There's too many of these people that like yes they would be fun for us who have seen this, but like when they're so long ago that they're gonna pull someone that might be like a Bryce would probably get more of a call of someone who went out early and is more recognizable now with the fans than seeing like a Brian back.
Definitely. But if for some way it happened, I would not complain.
I really wouldn't mind a full new era returnee season. Like, yeah, they should have done that for 49. It should have been new era all stars leading into Survivor 50 Legends. That's what it should have been. Ultimately, the majority of people from the old era who made an impression on me have all had more chances already. But I feel like there's always like an outlier, right? Like there's always someone that you might not have seen coming and that would have been from one of those older era seasons and then just would completely dominate in a second chance season. There's plenty of people like that. There's someone else from Survivor Australia that I just realized that shall not be named as well that we didn't talk about.
Oh yeah, okay. Maybe that's
yeah.
See,
So there's
you try
two,
to forget. Yes.
There's two we shall not talk about again from Survivor Australia. So I guess that's 8 people we're up to now from Survivor Australia.
Oh my goodness, I didn't even. You know what? As we said, we just try and wipe that from our memory because as I was saying, I know there was a ton that came back from that season.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy that there's 2 that we shall not be named, like Voldemorts? I really like Chris. I want Survivor 33 Millennials versus Gen X. Chris Hammond's back on the show to eat more dog poo. The thing was, he didn't even do that on the show. That was just his audition tape. And it's just like becomes such a legend in Survivor lore that like we only know it because of his audition tape. But that's like built into my memory of Chris Hammond's is that and him on The Amazing Race as well. Like the way they went out was just so iconic as well.
It was. Would you do that for your casting video?
No. Because what if you don't get cast? You just ate dog shit for no reason.
Correct. I wouldn't do it either.
I think you could set it up like it's a fake dog shit, like it's really like a chocolate truffle or something, and be like, oh, that's his dog shit. Here we go. Or like they have like those like fake dog turd candies or what have you. That I'm cool with. That makes way more sense. And I hope that's what he actually did. But if he actually just ate dog shit to eat dog shit to try to get cast on Survivor, if he never got a call back, that would be even funnier to me.
I think he actually did it though.
I mean, I'm sure he did. Like, why would you make that up? Was the tape ever put out there?
I don't know. See, now this is, I need the tape now. I really need this tape.
I feel like I'm having like a Sinbad genie type moment where it's like I can see the video in my head, but I don't know if it's ever actually been out there, or do I just have an idea of what happened and that's like ingrained as a memory now that never actually happened. What's the Mandela effect? Is that what that is?
I believe so.
I think it's the Mandela effect where you believe something happened, but and a group of people believe something happened, but it never really did. Like, for instance, when they brought that up a couple years back, that like, oh yeah, Sinbad was a genie in a movie at some point. I completely was like, oh yeah, that definitely happened. Like, were you in that same camp when that saying went out there? Do you remember that?
I don't know if I remember it. That's
Oh, so basically there was a whole thing where it was like, oh yeah, in the 90s, Sinbad was a genie in a movie at some point. And it turns out he was never a genie, but like a ton of people, like thousands and thousands of people had that memory in their head and it was never really a thing. That's how I feel like with the Chris Hammond thing is like, did I actually see the video or did I not? All right, so Hilerma says, I can't believe I've seen spoilers for season 50 already. Hope it's wrong, but seen pre-merge boots about a month ago. No spoilers here. Don't let us know if you have seen anything. Please, no spoilers. We don't want to be spoiled. We come in and give you guys this commentary non-spoiler here. So please don't ever put any spoilers in the chat. But Yeah, I mean, I already had mid expectations going in, so we'll see what happens. Um, I would want to see season 28 Morgan Michelode because she stole my heart and she is so lovely. What are your
This is a
thoughts on
wild take. This is a wild take here. Morgan didn't do anything. Tony has that iconic confessional comparing Morgan to a pillow. And when they were looking for the idol, basically saying, if Morgan's looking, it's important.
Morgan is one of my all-time biggest crushes on Survivor, so I'm 100% here for it. Pretty sure she's married and kids now, but yeah, Morgan on Cagayan. My God, that was the best casting choices of all time. So and she was fun. Like she was fun. Like she was spicy.
Oh yeah, she was fun, but I'm just saying there wasn't enough there.
Oh, there's enough there. All right, so let's keep going. Twyla's a wild take. I don't think we're getting Twyla back.
No, but I wouldn't be mad about it. We did see Twyla and Johnny did Fear Factor together.
Yeah, but
Remember
how
that?
old is Twyla now?
I don't know
Twyla's
how
what?
old she is now.
Let me put that in here.
She,
Twyla Survivor.
was she 40s when she originally played?
Let me see here. She was up there, so I'm trying to see her age. It doesn't have her age on here. She had to be older than 40. Oh, so she's 63. Okay, so it's not impossible. It's not impossible.
No, it's not impossible. And I think if anyone could do it, it'd be her, if we're being honest here.
Yeah,
because,
let's be real.
She's so driven that you saw how she played the game and everything. When it came to camp life and all of that, she was to a T.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Twyla would be fun. Twyla would be fun. I don't know. I don't know if the show would do it, but I'm not opposed to it.
No, because you have to think about how old was Scout. Twyla would be the Scout range at this point, probably.
Yeah, it says on here Twyla's 63 right now. Let's see how old Scout is. Scout. Hello. Spell that right. Scout Survivor. So it doesn't have her age on here. But yeah, no, it'd be about the same, right?
Yes, I think so.
How about Lil? Would you want to see Lil?
I'm all set. No, come on. Every time the fact that people put her back in the game because they didn't want her on the pre-jury trip is the most iconic thing that has ever been done. That is so good, because you want to know what the way I see it, Lil was probably so excited thinking, people actually wanted to see me back in the game. Look at this. No, they just didn't want you with them on the pre-jury trip. That's why.
Lauren, are you kidding me? Like, we literally could have this face on our screen again if we had it. Like, that's the most iconic image of all time. Like, and you get it multiple times on the season. Like, look right here, like right here. Like, this is Lil's face is always the best because she doesn't hold anything back. The only way you can bring back Lil, she has to be wearing the Scout uniform.
Right, of course.
Has to. Like, you can't come back in anything else.
No, but it's just,
it's so good.
It was so hard to watch, though. In some moments, it was tough to watch. And then you really have Burton and Johnny coaching Lil, and that had been tough to play with. I don't think I could do it. I don't know.
You could have given me Lil 4 or 5 times since then, and I'd be all here for it. Like, give me the Suri amount of times for Lil, and I know this is a hot take, but I am so down for it because it's such a train wreck that it's so enjoyable to me.
I couldn't do it.
I'm surprised that Dom and Bate didn't make season 50. You and me both. I thought Dom was a lock for 50. His challenge appearance kind of takes some of the excitement out of it for me, but I'd still like to see him on Survivor. The thing was, the challenge wasn't his game, and I think it was bad on his part to take the opportunity to go on the challenge. I can't blame him because at the end of the day, take whatever opportunities are in front of you. You never know if you'll get a call again for Survivor, but you kind of knew they're going to call Dom back at some point. Like, he's the only person we've ever seen where it came down to the third person in the final three jury final three chairs have to make the decision on the winner. Literally as close as you can ever come on Survivor. We haven't seen it since. Like, give me that all day. Dom dominated Ghost Island. I think that they made a big mistake not bringing him back for 50, and I think that second chances, he should be at the top of the list.
He needed to be on 50 just because people haven't been back from that season. And so this was the moment to do it, especially with him, how well he played the game. And I get where you're coming from, because this is at the point in time where Jeff wasn't enjoying other people branching out to different shows. Cirie gets the ultimate pass, always. But as you said, you have to take what you get, because it might never come again. But his case should have came 100%.
Like, take off one of the new era people. Like, I'm sorry, do we need a Rizzo? Would you rather have Dom or Rizzo? Would you rather have, let's say a Jonathan, which I like Jonathan, or Joe? Do we need a Joe? I get why this show brought back Joe, but like, you could have put Dom somewhere in there. Charlie, do we need a Charlie or do we need a Dom? I'd much rather see Dom. Like,
Dom fits all categories.
He does.
Well, here's the other issue with Joe. Is Joe going to change his game?
No.
That's what I need to see. If he's not willing to change his game, I'm going to be very frustrated, because I love Joe. I think Joe's great. But if Joe plays the exact same way, I'm going to be so frustrated.
He's going to. We already know he's going to. Like 100% he's going to. He's going to. I could see Joe and Coach being a match made in heaven. Could you not? Like, literally, those two guys preach loyalty and like will never turn on, like, don't turn on us, and like we're loyalty and we're all about this and that. Like, that just feels like a match made in heaven if there ever was one. And then secondly, I understand that Devins and Dom Abate, that was probably like they either got Devins or they got Dom Abate. Like, I feel like 450, that's the role I see them being like, who do we want out of these two? Because they're kind of similar, right? Like,
right.
I feel like that archetype was either you go Devins and you go Dom Abate, and that's a tough decision because I like both and I think both should have been out there. The problem is, why does it have to be between those two? Take out anyone else. Do we need Aussie 17.0? Like, take out Aussie and put in Dom, and I'm happy. I know there's some Aussie truthers out there, but and maybe he was on the cast if Mike White wasn't there. If Mike White didn't want to play again, maybe Dom's out there. There's so many places you could have plugged him in. And
even with the Devins argument at all, if I am choosing between Dom and Devins, I'm choosing Dom. I know I'm one of the people that is on the lower end a little bit with Devins. Do I think he's a fantastic guy? Yes, of course. But it kind of got annoying.
Yeah.
It got a little bit annoying. I was here for some of it, but then I just was saying we're seeing the same thing over and over again with the idol and all this, and then all the commotion when playing the idol. It just got kind of old to me. I was annoyed by the time it ended.
Who do you think's a stronger? Do you think the female cast for 50 is stronger or the male cast is stronger?
I think if we're talking new air, well, you have some off ones here that I'm unsure about, and so I will go on and say this. I am happy they're bringing Tiffany back. I know there are many people that are not happy about this pick, but she's one where I say take the risk, and I think she could do quite well on this season. She reminds me of the Amber spot from All Stars, so I'm okay with the Tiffany pick here. I'm interested to see what she does differently this go around. So that's one where I could see people saying, oh, the girls cast isn't as strong as the guys cast because of the Tiffany of it all being there. But for the most part, I like the girls. I do.
Yeah, I like the girls too. I think that for me also, like, if you took out Kyle and put in Andy, I'd be much happier. If you took or take out Kyle and put in Jesse, I'd be much higher on than putting Kyle there. Like, I feel like there's a lot of people for the Kyle spot that you could have substitute with the guys. And I get he's a winner, but like, I'm sorry, it's fine. You could have 1 or 2 winners out there. You don't have to have 3 or 2. We don't know, because we don't know how these 49 people place. Right now, we know there's 2 winners, but like, I don't know. There's just so many that I'm just like, what could have been like. And as of right now, Rizzo on 50 is insane. Like, yes, I understand why you'd put
Savannah
on there. She's been very entertaining. But like Rizzo right now makes no sense. So he must do something big. There must be something that happens.
He has to do something big. And also, too, do we need it to be? I'm fine. I'm okay with winners being there, but did it have to be 3 from the new era? We couldn't have done an older school winner. We had to have 3 from the new era. That's just what I'm saying. I just wanted it balanced. And as you and I said, you're getting more and more frustrated. I can tell. Because as we're digging deeper into this and actually speaking about it and talking it through different variables, it's tough because we're missing so many key players. We're missing so many key elements. These people wanted to come back. They were excited to do it again. You heard the ones that were in the mix for it. Most of the ones in the mix, I would have loved for them to be out there. The ones that got cut last minute, the Abby Marias of it all. The Jerrys.
You know what would have been great? Make this a 39-day season and have 30 people out there. Like, they could have done it, right? Like, they could have done it if they made it like they had before. They had 39 days opposed to 26, and then add a few more people in there. It doesn't have to be 30 people, but you know what I'm saying? Like, we have 20 here. Survivor Australia, or Australian Survivor, has proven that you can have these big casts and it's still fine. I understand that the character development might be lacking at times because of the bigger cast. But like, you could do, let's say, like 4 or 5 more, 4 more women, or 3 more women and 3 more men, what have you. Do you think that there has to be a gender balance? Because I'm very curious your thoughts on that.
For this?
Yes.
Yo, should it be equal?
Yeah.
I think so. Also,
really? Oh, really? Because Australian Survivor, there was a gender imbalance and people had no problem with that.
Wait a minute, though. But that's a little bit different than this, because this one we can easily pull. But I agreed with you, though, where I said
they
should have had 2 more people. Also, go down to the very, very bottom comment. I want to talk to this fresh show because they're saying hold up about Savannah with 49. You know, very bottom comment. Okay, so nothing is a guarantee. I am giving my prediction that there's 3 winners that are on season 50. Nothing has been confirmed, but if you're looking at it as a whole, that is the way Bobby and I are going with direction. That would be the biggest blind side. If that was the case, I'd be happy with that. So I don't know for sure if there's 3 winners. I'm assuming that there's 3 winners.
Yeah, guys, like, realistically, we don't know. We haven't been spoiled. We don't know any spoils out there. But if you can deduce the fact that there's 3 tribes and there's 2 winners on this season so far that we know, and there's 2 people playing on 49 that we don't know the outcome of yet, you could deduce that maybe there's a 3rd winner, 1 winner per tribe. That's all we're saying. Is like, correct. You can understand that there's reasonable suspicion that they added the 3rd winner as someone from 49, and maybe they don't. Maybe there is only 2 winners, and that's just kind of like a red herring, and they're throwing us off the case at that. And maybe a Sophie B wins Survivor 49, and the whole time we're thinking it could be Savannah or Rizzo. There's that. But
yes, we don't know. So we're not giving any spoilers here. We are just giving our assumption with the design that it's currently going for what they've been doing for the cast of 50.
All right, so we're going to catch up. We're going to kind of speed run some of these because we're getting towards the end of the podcast here. Years ago, Devin said that he would only play again if he went out there with his mom, essentially blood versus water. Well, he changed his tone on that. Oh, you're talking about that other Devin. Keep thinking I'm mixing up my Devins. Okay, well, then that makes sense. So we're probably not going to see Devin back. Sydney on the challenge would be awesome. Sydney looked buff, 8-time world champion lifter. 8-time world champion. I didn't know that. That's wild.
That's awesome.
I personally find Sydney hysterical, but she's polarizing on the challenge. Well, she would be, but like, I mean, is that the same Sydney? Yeah, it's the same Sydney, right? Sydney Siegel?
Yeah, from 41. Yep.
Yeah. All right, then Denver Morgan says, Jesse Lopez, only one I want to see back really from the new era. And I agree with you. I think Jesse Lopez was like top 2 on my list next to Carolyn for like, if you're going to bring anyone back from new era, it should be Carolyn or Jesse. What are your thoughts?
Definitely. I enjoy Jesse, and Carolyn was fantastic, but Carolyn ran into the same issue. I really think there was a problem with her going out to play traders. I was happy she went to go play traders, but now it seems as though Jeff is coming around with it. So maybe Carolyn will get her shot at some point. I hope she does. Same thing with Jesse. I think Jesse should have hands down been on this cast for 50 as well.
Well, we talked about it on yesterday's stream, like the fact that other shows and other networks are proving that getting these people from different networks works. Look at the traders, look at Dondi, look at like, you know, even to an extent Destination X. Like there's these other networks are, look at the floor. Johnny Fairplay was just on the floor on Fox. Like there's these representations that bringing these people, these big stars from other networks onto your shows works. And we've seen Survivor, Big Brother, what have you, have never really leaned into that unless they're in the Paramount world, right? The network of Paramount. But you could have people from Housewives, you could have people from these other shows, and it works. The only time we've got an iteration of that is when we got Celebrity Big Brother. And that's the only time we've seen that crossover. Outside of that, we just don't see it. Look at House of Villains. Like this stuff works and people are entertained by it. I'm shocked that they haven't dipped into that well yet. I would see season 28, David Sampson, former Miami Marlins general manager and now YouTube baseball commentator. I'm good on David Sampson. I don't need it.
You know, with him, I can appreciate he at least was trying to play the game in the sense of I was there to try and win. I was just the first loser. I'm okay with that mentality. I'm okay if you go out there and don't play well, but you at least tried. There's some people that go and play and they don't do anything. They're just there to be there.
Well, I'm looking this up right now because the next comment's going to do it for me. Okay. So you remember the Berenstein Bears?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. How did you remember the name being? Like, how would you spell it?
I don't know. I don't think that's spelled right.
Okay. So
wasn't it like the Bernstein Bears? Isn't that how it was spelled? Kind of like that?
Yeah. So a large number of people distinctly remember Berenstein Bears being spelled with E-I-N at the end, making it Berenstein, but it's Berenstain. So it's Berestain. A lot of people remember it as Berenstein. E-I-N. You can't convince me otherwise that it wasn't Stein, like Eric Stein.
Yes, like, no, that makes sense. But that's why when I was looking at this, I thought it was spelled wrong. But
it is spelled wrong there. But yeah, like it's Berenste. How I remember is Stein, like Stein, like Eric Stein, Berenstein. Yep. But it's stain, Stain, like a stain on your shirt.
How do we get to this? I don't even know where this comes from.
Because this is referring back to the Mandela effect, right? With the whole Sinbad genie of it all.
Okay.
So it's very interesting. Sinbad is underrated, absolutely. Malcolm Freeberg must return, but we've already had Malcolm multiple times. Like, yeah, I would have loved Malcolm on 50, but obviously not for a second chance.
Nope.
Eddie and Reynolds, either one of them, I would be fine for a second chance.
I would prefer to see Reynolds first, I think.
Same. Bring back Shambo. Shambo's up there with Lil for me. Shambo is up there with Lil as like that archetype. Give me Shambo back. Shambo said though she's never playing again.
No, Shambo said on a podcast won't do it again. But see, I can get on the Shambo train a lot better than I can get on the Lil train because Shambo, some of the stuff that came out of her mouth was so good. And the fact too, when she was picked when it was the opening challenge where she was picked as the smartest person on the tribe and she's looking like, what? Yeah. What do you mean? What are you thinking? It was, I can deal with Shambo. Shambo's fine for me. They also think she's a delightful person.
Yes. I'm not feeling the Riz God. I think a lot of us right now aren't understanding the Riz God 50 of it all. I think the whole Lil thing was a lightning in the bottle moment for that season she was on. I see extreme diminishing returns on any future season for her. I don't disagree. Guys, let's be real. I don't disagree. But the what if is like the biggest thing for me, where it's like, yeah, it was probably lightning in the bottle. And I get where you guys are coming from. I get why Lauren doesn't want that to be something on her TV screen. But what if?
You always play the what ifs, but hasn't Johnny been trying to get Lil to come to an event for years?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Dreadful Ruby thinks the female version for 50 is better than the male cast. I think that for me, it's pretty even, honestly.
It's close. That's what I'm saying. It's not leaning necessarily in one way or the other.
Tiffany's winner pick. Yep. I want to see Donathan Hurley from Survivor Ghost Island because I miss his Kentucky accent and sassy personality. Donathan was fun, but that's another one where you could kind of put as lightning in a bottle, right? Like, it was good for that season. Is it going to play well a second time?
I think we see the same. I don't think anything with that gameplay changes.
This is the biggest one for second chances. Bring back Lynn Spielman. 1,000%. Lynn Spielman knew how to cast personalities. And I'm not saying the new casting is terrible. There's a lot of people I like from New Era, but there was just something about the Lynn Spielman era that just was like so much fun.
There was something different about it too, because when did it change hands? Was it 2018, 2019?
Yeah, I think just before COVID. I think 39 was her last season.
Yeah, what a rough way to go out.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that was like the straw that broke the camel's back, if I'm not mistaken. Or that was the new casting producer's first season. One of the two. So we already answered that one. No Sage on 50. Yeah, I mean, right now I'd rather have Sage than Rizzo. Taking Shadows. By the way, thank you for joining the chat. I think there's a new person here, so if you can't hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Appreciate you commenting. Is Colby a bummer pick for 50? He plays the same game every time. I mean, it's been long enough that I'm okay with Colby coming back. I mean, Colby is one of the biggest names that's ever played Survivor. Like at the time, guys, people were naming their kids after Colby because Colby was such a iconic person, like transcendent person when it came to Survivor and the lore of Survivor. Like if we don't have Colby on Australian Survivor, I can see Australian Survivor Australia, just like if we don't have Richard Hatch as the winner of Survivor 1 Borneo, I don't know if we have a Survivor 50. I really don't.
I don't think so either. And so what I will add about Colby was very disappointed in his performance on Heroes versus Villains. He felt as though the fire was gone and he wants to come back and show people he still has it and can still do it. I know that man was shredded before he went out for Survivor 50. Like he looked in better shape than he did for season 20. So I think he wants to rewrite the story of what that was. So I am excited to see this new version of Colby coming out to play.
I agree. And I think that like if you're going to do a history of like 50 seasons of Survivor, Colby needs to be on there. When the entire world lives under the patriarchy, the gender imbalance is fine, but only if there are more women. Reverse sexism is reverse racism. Here's the thing though, guys. Like I get it. I don't disagree with, but like the thing is, I always want a gender balance when it comes to casting, right? Like you guys would argue, you would be throwing hands over fist if it was 4 men and 3 female out there on a tribe, right? Like obviously people would not be here for that. So I don't think it should go either way. I think just have a gender balance every single time, and that's what it should be.
Right. And we talked about this. That was just the card that we were dealt. Would I, of course, wanted 2 extra bodies out there and made it equal? Absolutely. But they did that with casting. That's not on me or Bobby or anything. We both agreed that it should be equal, but we were not given that scenario for that to happen. That's on them for not saying and thinking, okay, we need to make sure it's 50-50.
Yeah, I agree. Courtney Yates was even down to play again. You don't know when you can catch her at this time again. She may not be interested if you asked again. So jumping on the opportunity now would have been smart. I agree. Like there's so many people for 50 we could put in there. That's why I said put on 30 people for the cast, even 26, 28, whatever it may be, and extend it to 39 days. They could have done it. I wonder if they're thinking some kind of rival season in the 50s. Like maybe originally they were thinking Yam Yam and Carolyn and Jesse and Cody, because it really makes no sense without those two. The 100% the reason why Carolyn wasn't on 50 is because she did Traders. Like it's already been out there. That information is out there. They did not want Carolyn because of the fact that she did Traders. They were pissed off, and I know they're coming around to it, but like that was a major red flag to me. But also, I think that they've hinted at rivals in the past. Like season 40 was originally supposed to be rivals until they changed it to Winners at War, because that's what like CBS wanted. So that idea can still be out there. The problem is, guys, the biggest problem of it all is we don't do themes anymore. We don't do themes anymore for these seasons. So Winners at War was the last time we did a theme. Now you talk about Survivor 41 through 49, and a lot of those seasons blend together for me, especially in the middle. I'm like, wait, was that person 43 or 45? Because I don't know, because there is no theme. If there's a theme, I have a much better chance of remembering who was on that season. And I think that's a major issue. So that's why I don't know if we'll get a rival season, even though it was hinted in the past, because there's no themes anymore.
Is Survivor 50 even getting a title?
No, it's just Survivor 50.
Oh, geez. Like, that's my thing. At least come up with something. It would have been iconic for them to do a theme for 50. This is, all right, we did the new era. We have seasons 41 through 49. Now we're jumping into 50. We are bringing back the themes. That would have been the perfect time to have it come full circle and for us to start over, because now we've had time to think about what we want these themes to be. We're missing so many key elements.
It should have been Survivor 49. It should have been New Era All Stars. That brought back a theme, and then 50 Legends. Imagine that, Survivor 50 Legends. Like that would have been so eye popping and so like iconic for the 50th season, and we're just not getting it. It's like the writing was on the wall. That's all you needed. So I don't know. Then we got. Let's get through the last of these because we got to wrap up here soon. Crystal. Which Crystal is that?
Gabon Crystal, I'm assuming.
Oh, Gabon Crystal, you're right. Yeah, there's a lot of Gabon references today. Franny was cool, but like I could see it. Second chances, Franny, I'd want to see, but I want to see her play without her partner.
Correct.
Sage kills me. She's just fun TV. Sage would be another fun one for second chances. She's just such an oddball, though, too. Colby always bored me. He's not everyone's cup of tea. I get that, but you gotta imagine, guys, season 2, like he was so iconic and like everyone loved him. It was also just a different time. There was no social media, so like Colby, and that's when Survivor had like 100 million people watching, right? Like it's never had that audience like it had for season 2.
No, not at all. I still am a big fan of Colby, and that's why he had plenty of time of a break for him to come back for 50. And I really hope he does what he said he was going to do.
Yeah. I like a gender balance too. I hate when the challenge does teams of women and teams of men together on the same season. It's really silly on that show. What are your thoughts on that?
It's tough because that's when they do their rival seasons. And then you see the two guys matched up with each other, the two girls matched with each other, because they probably got in some type of a fight or they got in a social media fight. I don't hate it as much as some people hate it, because some of the challenges are tailored where it can go one of two ways. You know what I'm saying? Because it's even when you have just one winner, what do you do with that? We've seen the girls win and be the solo winner. So it is possible on the challenge seasons.
Yeah. I want to see Hunter Ellis from Survivor Marquesas back on the show. He took his 15 minutes of fame and became a host of other TV shows. Hunter Ellis is like, gosh, I would be here for it because I feel like I want to know how he would play nowadays.
I don't know. I don't even think he knows the show's still going.
Probably not. You're probably right. I miss themes. We all do. Ryoko, thank you so much for joining the chat. I think you're new here. Welcome in. They could do millennials versus Gen X for even a newbie season. They could, but the problem is they just don't do themes. If they did a millennials versus Gen X too, like I'd be here for that. Like, give us all the iconic seasons and do like a second version of them, like a David versus Goliath 2. Like, I think Jeff said, like, the problem is they were having a hard time coming up with like theme ideas, and then you have to cast around that theme. No, you don't. It doesn't necessarily, like, we don't need white collar, red collar, blue collar, whatever. Like, we don't need that. Like, we literally just need a theme, and you don't have to necessarily make the cast perfect to that theme. Just give us a ballpark era. Like, none of those casts are ever 100% completely accurate to the representation of that person. But that doesn't matter. No one's thinking, you know what? That guy's not a Goliath, or that chick's not a David. Like, she should be on the Goliath tribe. They screwed this up. I can't watch the season. They messed up the casting for, David versus Goliath. No, we could care less. Yeah, you have a Christian who's on the David tribe. That makes sense. That's all you need. You need one person that represents that season on that tribe. And then it's not that hard to cast. Am I going off on a tangent here?
No, I think you're totally fine, because even so, go all the way back to Korong. Alicia was on the Braun tribe. All right? Let's be clear here. And then you hear at a tribal council, Jeff say, you're on the Braun tribe, not because you're super, super strong by any means, but because of your mouth.
Yeah.
Whatever that's supposed to mean. But again, you can still do the theme because you have the Sydney on the tribe. You have the Scott Pollard on the tribe. So you had enough people in the tribe that makes sense.
Yeah, it's wild to me. Let's get to some more of these questions before we get out of here. In the hands of the fans is the season 50 theme. No, it's not, because one, it wasn't in our hands, and two, that's just what Jeff said to like get people to understand like this is how big the season is, which we all saw that turned out. Natalie says, "What has Bobby John been up to?" God, I have no idea. I haven't thought about Bobby John. He took my name and completely drenched it for my chances of ever being on Survivor. I was a big fan of Jerry as a kid. I mean, Jerry, the Black Widow, like, how do you not have the Black Widow out there? Do you think Steph LaGrossa will have a better game than 20? I'll let you go ahead and take the reins on this one.
I think so, because there's enough new era people that are going to be out there where she could mix and match with them. Also, the big issue she ran into, I did not think they should have had Amanda, James, and Sari from Micronesia all on the same tribe together. I thought people were in trouble from the get-go with that combination. So she had a ton of factors that were against her. I think if she's with a better mix this time, she'll do much better.
I think also Stephanie LaGrossa, I want to see 1.0 more than I want to see 2.0, but also, like, we've seen her on the Traders. We've seen her on Snake in the Grass. Like, there's a reason why they brought her back, and I feel like she did bring something on the Traders that I'm okay with seeing her on 50. I think they could manage to do a rival season without the mixing. Like, yeah, they could do it. The problem is, are they going to ever call it Rivals, right? Are they going to ever have like that as the theme? Like, I feel like they'll just be like Survivor 51, and in your head, you got to remember it as Rivals because they're not going to give you that title. I also hate solo winners. Solo winners?
Referring to the challenge.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't watch the challenge like you guys do, so you guys know more than I do. Do you think, oh, wait, we already answered that one. Or wait, is it the same thing? Do you think Stephanie LaGrossa have a better game than she did in 20? Yeah, it's basically the same question. Nuri's not being a winner, but Rachel is all stars. LOL, that shows sometimes. You guys, you go ahead. That's all you.
Yeah, and I get it. I get where you're coming from, but the challenge is the challenge at the end of the day. They do what they want over there.
Yeah, I'm not sure the reference because I don't watch it. Just naming the seasons around something. Just do anything. Give us literally anything, and I'm here for it. I think we've seen the perfect story arc for Jerry already. That's the main reason why I was disappointed in her season 50 absence. Her gameplay won't change. HVV was the perfect end to her story. I feel like she if Jerry wanted to be out there, Jerry should be out there, right?
Right. I don't disagree with you. And I did enjoy Jerry's storyline that came with Heroes versus Villain, and I was fine to put a stamp on that, but I did not know we were going to get to Survivor 50. That's the difference. She had a great ending.
Yeah, it's been so long that it's that the amount of time that Jerry played amongst, from season 2 to Heroes versus Villains was much shorter than Heroes versus Villains to 50, right? So like there's been a long layover where, yeah, she played multiple times in that short time span, but now it's been such a long layover. I want to see an older, wiser Jerry play this game and see what she'll do, especially with, Colby and a Superman in a fat suit out there. Heck, give us twists like GI, IOTI, etc. Instead of journeys, and name them after that. You know this one?
I think this is referring to Survivor.
Ghost Island? An Island of the Idols?
Yes.
Okay, because I was wondering for a second, I was like, maybe that's a challenge thing, and maybe I'm gonna think it's Ghost Island or Island of the Idols, and it's not. Yeah, I mean, guys, at the end of the day, I've said it too here many times. I don't think we need journeys. Like, if you did 2 tribes, or even if you're going to keep the 3 tribe format, get rid of journeys, make the challenges smaller, and have 2 tribes go to tribal council where only 1 tribe is safe, and then have them do 2 tribal councils right there at the same time, vote out 1 person from each of the tribe, and then have those 2 people go to head, and one of them goes back to camp and one of them's off the show. I think that'd be more entertaining than half this other stuff we get. What are your thoughts on that?
I would be completely fine with that. It mixes it up more. And the problem with the journeys get stale. I think it was exciting and intriguing to people when it first happened because, oh my goodness, we haven't seen this before. But if it keeps happening time and time again, you're having to rework the journeys. And so for me, they don't do it for me. I would rather see something else occur. I'd rather see more camp life.
Is Chelsea from Kim's season underrated? I like Chelsea. I thought Chelsea was a lot of fun. There's a handful of the women from that tribe and from that season that I would be cool with seeing back.
Yes, even Sabrina too. Sabrina was very close for second chances to have a return. All 3, I mean, they had, who else was there? Oh, that was Kat's first season. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Kat's first season. Christina was towards the end. One of the other people that I don't like, so I don't really talk about them. But
you're undateable if you don't make it to the jury.
Yes. So
second time around.
Wow, what One World, what a mess of a season that is. I have some takes on One World, so maybe for a different podcast I can give some storyline behind that.
I just listened to the Troyzan interview with Rob, and man, Troyzan has not changed. Like, Troyzan is the same guy, but I'm here for it.
He's phenomenal.
He's great. If I were casting at finals, I'd determine the theme out of the 40 players from one season, and then second season in the cycle would be because of the second twist. That'd be better than what we got. Ryoko, like, that's a great way of looking at it. Get your cast and then build a theme around that cast, because then you can see the characters and the storylines and what can develop from those people you've already selected. You don't need to come up with the theme and then find the cast that's perfect for the theme. Have the cast and then put a theme around them. That I completely agree with you. I think that's the best way of looking at it. And the fact is, you can still have a theme, and you only need 1 or 2 people to fit that archetype for that theme, and the rest don't have to make sense. No one's going, I said this earlier, guys, no one's going to judge and be like, I can't watch this season because that theme doesn't fit these people. Nobody cares.
Absolutely. So, I 100% agree.
But the theme is important for us to remember the people from that season. And the theme builds something. It just gives it a little more life in the memory, opposed to, wait, who was on 43? Who was on 47? Who was on 45? Like, it all blends together. Lauren, I bow to you. Your Survivor knowledge is incredible. She's great. She's helped me out a lot here because my Survivor memory is, or like just memory in general. You guys know I'm not great with names, where I totally forget these people I haven't seen in a long time. But yeah, Lauren's great.
Big old school Survivor fan, so that definitely helps me for sure. But yeah, I love Survivor. Bobby and I talked about the big 3: Survivor, Big Brother, Amazing Race. So here we are.
Yeah, new traders. I hope so. I think after Rob does it, let's see how Rob does, and then maybe that would be a better indicator of how if Steven would do it. But he's had a lot going on with like his book and everything, so I'm not sure if like right now's the right time. But I think if he was asked, I think he would do it. It's just so difficult to keep track of the seasons and just numbering them. Yeah, we've gone over that. We need more JTs and less seasons in this era of Survivor. I agree. What are your thoughts?
Definitely, no doubt about it.
Yeah, it's just at the end of the day, guys, like I hope 51 on we get more like I just don't want it to be wash and repeat of the same things every single season like we've gotten in the new era. Same twists, same journeys, same challenges. Like it needs a shakeup. It needs a shakeup because it's getting stale. The 3-try format has been metaed to completion where now the meta is just get your group of 4, have 2 people on the outs, and no matter what, you're good. You're going to make it to at least a swap most likely, unless a snake bites you on the foot. Like it's just been meted out. Everything about the 3-try format that doesn't work. So with that being said, I think we're going to get out of here. Lauren, thank you so much for coming on here. This was your idea. This was your show idea for the channel. So I appreciate you. Any last words, anything you got coming up?
Thank you so much for having me on. You know, I'm always down to talk anything and everything with reality TV. If people are interested, if you are watching the new show on Fox 99.2 I have been covering that, getting people on from the cast, doing the episode recaps, and it's really great insight from these contestants who have been on the show. I've had a ton of them on so far. Check it out. If you haven't seen it, it's more of a crossover of minute to win it type of challenges, but there's also team challenges in it. So give it a look, give it a check out, and also continue to follow Bobby. Bobby does great content here on the Reality After Show.
I appreciate it. Yeah, you guys can follow me down below. You see right here, twitch.tv/Bobby Goodsby or at After Show here on YouTube. You can also find me at Goodsby Bobby on social media on Twitter/X and Instagram. I post every time I go live. You guys can hit that sub button, hit the bell notification, give us a like. Just hit that like button right now. It helps us out a lot more than you can imagine. And you guys, we got, what is it, at least 10 people in here right now just hitting the like button. I would hope to see at least 10 likes on the channel. Also, I said it yesterday on stream, I'm getting Rachel Riley to come on for an interview here on the live stream. She texted me yesterday. It's gonna happen. I'm shooting for either Thursday or Friday. We're trying to work out the details on the time frame to see when it would work for her. So I will let you guys know as soon as I know. I will be posting it on my social media. I might also go live with an announcement of when that podcast will happen. Shooting for Thursday or Friday. Might end up rolling into next week, depending if we can't get a time frame down. But I'm very much so looking forward to that live stream. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to get your guys' questions read live here on stream. Anything you've ever wanted to ask Rachel, make it be appropriate and, suitable. Don't get me fired. But we will be taking your guys' questions about Rachel, her game, what have you, here on stream. If you want to guarantee that your questions get read, because it might be crazy in here, there's going to be a lot of people in here for it, put in a super chat. Super chats will get read 100%. If not, I'm going to try to get everyone's comments read live, but if the chat's going crazy, super chats 100% will get your comments read live. Anything you've ever wanted to ask Rachel. It's not just my interview. We've seen a bunch of interviews with Rachel one-on-one. This is what makes us different. We're making it your guys' interview with Rachel, me being present and being a part of it. So I look forward to that, and I will fill you guys in on my social media when that happens. Also, check out our Survivor After Show tomorrow, immediately following the East Coast airing of the Survivor episode. Johnny, Gabe, Wayne, myself will go live with our Survivor After Show. Look forward to that. Love to see you guys in the chat commenting on that, and look forward to the episode. So with that being said, for Lauren Pratt, I'm Bobby Goodsby. I'll be back Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, 12 noon to 2 p.m. every single Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday here on Reality After Show. So with that being said, we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys. All right, Lauren.